Let's look at what we need to know about matrix multiplication. All right, so whenever we see any form of matrix, right, what I want you to note is that the first thing I want you to do is I want you to be able to recognize what type of matrix it is. So it's always in terms of row times column. Okay, so row is always your horizontal, right? So in matrices, we always do horizontal and then vertical. All right, so how many rows are there for this one? This is a 2 times 2 matrix. All right, 2 rows, 2 column, 2 times 1 matrix, 1 times 2 matrix. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to note first. The next thing you need to understand is whenever you want to multiply matrix, okay, you must always remember because it's a something times something, right? So this is a number. So it's the first matrix is a row times column. Second matrix row times column from here. Why did I use all these shapes? There's a reason for it, okay? These middle two number, if they are not, look like Squid Game, if it's not the same, right, you cannot multiply. Okay, so these two here, okay, must always, always, always for sure be the same. All right, so this one here must always be the same. All right, if they're not the same, you cannot multiply, okay? Then now we are left with the square and the triangle, right? So your square and your triangle is after you multiply, that is your final matrix, which is square times triangle. So this is how you identify your row times column, all right? So step one, right, I always want you to make sure, identify first, okay? Write this out, and then at least know how your final matrix look like. Then you know how to fill in the places from here. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one. Okay, so let's say if we are going to see, let me erase this one. Okay, we want to do A multiply by B. So what we have is A is a 2 times 2 matrix, whereas B is a 2 times 1, row times column. Okay, so once you have checked that this two is the same, note that this is your final answer. Okay, so it's a 2 times 1 matrix. So let's do it properly over here. Okay, I'm going to go slow so we can all see together. Okay, okay, A first, then times B. All right, so we know that our final answer, right, has to be a 2 times 1 matrix. So you see what I do, okay? 2 times 1 means it's a 2 row, 1 column matrix. So I will visualize that I know my answer should look like this. Okay, so how do we always multiply? Always multiply row times column. Everything in this chapter is row times column. Okay, so what I want you to understand, see this top. So this is top. Bottom. So this is bottom. So this one here, how does it work is this times this plus this times this. Okay, so you just do this minus 3 minus 1 plus minus 1 times 2. All right, so times the individual one and then just help me to add them together. Okay, next one, same thing, but also row, bottom now is bottom, can see? Bottom. So bottom will be over here. So this one will be 1 times negative 1, 0 times 2. Then you just need to press your calculator now. 3 minus 2, that is 1. Negative 1, so this is just negative 1. Can you see it's a 2 times 1 matrix? That is your here and your here. Okay, so this is how it works. Clear? All right, so go in order like that, so you will never ever go wrong. All right, so start from identifying the matrix first. Okay, so now let's look at part B, okay? Similarly, what we're going to do is row times column, right? So BC, so BC is BC. Okay, so step one, this is a 2 times 1, row times column like that. Okay, check that this two is the same. Wow, now this one you get a bit scared, right? Because this one, right, you end up with a 2 times 2 matrix. How does a 2 times 2 matrix look like? That means it must have 2 rows, 2 columns. How do you end up so many things, right? So same thing, okay? What we want to look at is row times column. So I'm going to teach you how to identify. Look at this. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. Can you see that? So you see top. So it's like that. Horizontal, vertical. So this is top left. So negative 1 times 5. Okay, next one. top multiply by right. There's only one term, right? So nothing to, no need to plus here, plus there, correct? So top right. Next one is bottom left. Last one is bottom right. So this is 2 times negative. Then your final answer, just simplify this, okay? So it will be -5, +1, 10, as well as -2. Can you see we ended up as a 2 times 2 matrix? Yeah, so that's how it disappeared. So 2 times, this is my final one. Okay, so determine how your final will look like. It should help you. You know, a lot of us, right, we will make mistakes. We say, only two things like that. Then maybe one lah. Then you are guessing already. Don't do that. Okay? Okay, let's look at the last one, part C. So part C, right, never ever go and square this, okay? You cannot just square like that and then change this all to square numbers. Don't do that. So what I want you to see is a square. We open it up as a times a. Because for matrix, right, you can only do 3 operations: addition, subtraction, and multiplication. Those square, okay? So this is -3, right, wrong. -3 -1, 1, 0. Multiply. So you repeat again. So I have seen, right, in assessment books, right? Sometimes they have a cube. So a cube means after you get this answer, right, you go and multiply by a again. So you do one more step lah. Okay? Okay. So it's a bit tedious, but they just trying to force you to make the mistake of cubing it. But you don't do it. You always make sure you multiply separately. Okay? What is step 1? Identify first, right? So 2 times 2, 2 times 2. Middle two are the same. What's my final matrix going to be? So my final matrix has to be this and this, which gives me 2 rows, 2 columns. Okay, so when you try to multiply, always horizontal multiply by vertical. So this is top left, so over here. What is this? Top right, so top right, like that. Okay, so you're going to write down -3 times -3, that's my first term, add the second term. Okay, next one is a top right, right? So top right from here, -3 times -1, -1 times 0. Okay, now we're going to do the bottom. So what we have is bottom left, bottom right, correct? So bottom left. Last one, bottom right. Okay, now you just need to check from here. Just help me to key in your calculator. So the first one is 9 minus 1. That gives me an 8, right? Second one is 3 minus 0. Three minus 0. So that gives me a 3 here. Okay. Bottom one over here, this is -3 plus 0. So this is -3. Okay, then the last one here, this one is a -1. Am I done? Okay, so this is how it works. So we review, okay? So step 1, okay, help me to write your row times column for all those that you're going to multiply. Step 2, make sure you check the middle two are the same and go and determine your row column of the final matrix. Step 3, when you multiply, always row times column, row times column, row times column. Okay?